Welcome to this bonus episode of Cyclops is Waiting for Me, an X-Men animated recap podcast. We are actually doing our first ever watch along of a movie, and we're going to be doing Deadpool. I'm JC.
Hi, I'm Rod, and we're getting experimental today. I'm like, I think, is this the hottest day so far in LA?
It might be. It actually might be. Rod is close to naked on his webcam right now.
Yeah, we'll see how far this gets. I think actually the good news is when we started recording about 10 minutes ago, it peaked. Good. So it should only get cooler now. We'll see how long it takes to get there, but it's not too bad. It's just in LA, it's only unbearable when it's like triple digits, I think. Now it's just like I'm very aware of like how warm it is.
Well, we're going to get right into it. Cyclops is Waiting for Me is our weekly podcast series. We're going back and watching every single X-Men animated episode we could find, along with some bonuses like this one right here. So the way that this is going to work, we have the Deadpool film queued up on Disney Plus. If you want to do watch along with us, we're going to do a countdown to get into it. And basically, yeah, we're just going to do the countdown. We hit play, and then we're going to be doing really dumb commentary throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, just a little bit of, I guess, a setup. For me, you didn't have this, but for me, I had to there was like a short Disney Plus ad at the beginning, so I skipped through that, watched that, and now it's on like the black screen right before the Fox logo comes up.
Yep. So I got the black screen queued up on 00, and we are going to jump in 3, 2, 1, click. And now I got 20th Century Fox.
A Fox logo that we're going to see in the ruins soon, aren't we?
I hope so. It would be great if they just threw that in there and then decided like it's only for the commercial just to mess with people.
Oh, that's funny.
I honestly want the Deadpool and Wolverine trailers to just have tons of red herring fake Easter eggs.
That'd be funny. Ryan Reynolds did that for like fake behind the scenes like pictures and stuff because people were leaking too many because they're filming in real locations.
Mm-hmm. Also, I posted about this the other day. The Deadpool Funko Pops that have gotten into my Facebook feed from Funko directly are giving storyline spoilers of characters appearing. So be on the lookout for those. I
forgot that Rob Liefeld had the first Easter egg basically.
It just
and all these
kills me.
People like
perfect timing. I'm having an allergy attack at the start of this.
Was this the sequence that was recreated from like the quote unquote leaked footage that led to all the Deadpool stuff? No, that was the one after. That was the sequence after this. Because remember that like clip that went on YouTube? It was like this was leaked. I was like, this was definitely leaked by Ryan Reynolds.
Right. It's such a great song choice too.
Right. I think it was. Oh, geez. Yep, a CGI character.
I've not watched this movie in probably 6 years. Like, I have not watched it in forever.
I think same. Can you believe this is nearly a decade old now? Like, I think it's February was 8 years, so it's like almost 9 years in several months. Several, I don't know. Next February will be 9 years.
One thing you guys may notice as this is all happening, one of us may disappear for a minute or two, like I'm about to do for a quick second to blow my nose because this is brutal right now.
Go for it. Yeah, so we're trying something here, watching this along with you. We missed the DVD commentaries, and we're not the directors, nor do we have anything to do with this movie, but we both love this movie. Aha. This may have been what I was thinking of with the or maybe like the setup for the clip that I was thinking of.
Did you ever do that when you were a kid where you did like the little thing with like the arm wave?
Yeah.
Like nobody ever taught us to do that. It's just like one of those inherent instincts that, you know, kids do apparently.
Right. Aha, fourth wall break. There we go.
Already. So he's Devinder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently there was one version that was pitched. I don't know how realistic this is for Deadpool and Wolverine, where the entire movie was just a cross-country road trip with Deadpool and Devinder.
Oh my god. I can't tell if that'd be better or worse.
I mean...
Because that's like Planes, Trains, and Automobile, right? Automobiles, like Steve Martin and John Candy.
I've never watched it, actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact, my, I was going to say there, well, I was just going to say this. So my landlord is actually where John Candy's character is named after. Or that's the story he tells, but I believe it because it's a weird name. And both first and last.
You're just doxing your landlord right now.
Sure. Yeah. He was a bartender in Hollywood at the time, and the screenwriter was like, "What's your name?" And he told him his name. He's like, "That's weird," and he named John Candy's character after him. So, but anyway, I mentioned that because I feel like every buddy road trip comedy is based off that since then.
Well, when did that come out? Because there's an infamous run, not infamous, but there's a well-known run of Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
Where their storyline was a road trip.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know. It's late 70s, early 80s?
You look up one, I'll look up the other.
Okay. Look up Planes, Trains.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the reveal. I like how they cut it so it almost looks like that guy was Deadpool, except we all know it's Ryan Reynolds.
Well, that's a hell of a headline from Comic Book Resource. Green Lantern and Green Arrow's hard-traveling stories ended with a crucifixion.
Oh, geez. So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles... Oh, wow. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles came out in 87.
Oh, this was in the 70s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't the same... It's basically the kind of trope where two people don't want to be on a road trip together, they're forced to, or like one of them who's the comedy relief wants to be there, and then the straight guy doesn't want to be.
Right.
But then they end up like loving each other at the end. Like that whole thing was based off like the Planes, Trains.
I feel like both of these guys are dollar store Jason Stathams.
Right. Man, Jason Statham, he was just in something Beekeeper. I need to watch that because I miss Jason Statham movies.
Because he's just been in Fast and Furious movies, and that's been it lately.
Oh, well, I guess I've only ever seen Fast 9 and the first one.
You've never seen any of the other Fast and Furious movies?
No, I saw the very first one on repeat because my college roommate would play that on loop when we were living together. And then fast forward to like right after the lockdown ended, our mutual friend Mike rented out a theater for Fast 9. And I was like, I've never seen any of these. And I was warned of how, crazy they get. And my friend Andy Loud was with me. And I think Ruth Ann was with us and she hadn't seen him either. And we were like, what? It was just insane. Did this come out this came out like at Valentine's Day, right? I think this was the sequence. Okay, this is the third time I said it, and this is actually the sequence. Probably a different song, but...
Do kids know this song now? Like, is this... Like, you're on TikTok way more than me. Like, do they actually know this song?
I don't know. It's weird. It's always a crapshoot of what, like, younger generations know.
There's the formal fourth wall break.
There you go, yeah. It's actually... Jesus. Oh, that's gonna come back.
Oh, there's gonna be ball fondling in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, I'd forgotten that he had been referencing Hugh and Wolverine like right from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
In the song again. Okay, so I was half right. That opening credits thing.
Yeah, because it's the flashback to this moment. Yeah.
But it wasn't the same. Now this is the...
I gotta say, the CG in this looks way better than Moon Knight.
Right. Had a few million more dollars to spend.
Well, you could still tell there's CG going on, but it's not like offensive CG.
Yeah.
Those touchscreens are not that responsive.
Right. You actually have to have blood in it for it to register.
Yeah. At least he didn't get shot in the dick.
Right. Like...
Oh, there was some of the rubbery CG. Never mind. Yeah.
Kudos, though, to, like... I guess it's a stunt team that choreographed this. This is so much to keep track of.
Well, have you seen there's, like, on one of those random pseudo, like, cable-style SVODs, they have judo fighting in cars.
Uh-huh.
Have you so this totally inspired that kind of stuff.
Oh, nice. Oh, this reminds me. Jeez. Yeah. On TikTok, there was a guy who I'm guessing is like a Gen Z or younger, who he does like car detailing from his point of view. And he was doing car detailing and he came across a cigarette lighter thing. I guess he didn't know what it was. And he was polishing everything. He pulled that out and started polishing it and immediately burned himself.
You know what? Good.
Yeah. Because I think he thought it was just a plug for the charge port.
No, that's a life lesson.
Right. Oh.
Oh.
Before the boys.
Okay, I did forget how gruesome this was, and
Yeah.
I'm not like weak stomached or anything like that, but like this was the first since Blade that we had any sort of gore of any kind, really.
Yeah. And probably the first
Gray Malkin Lane.
Nice. Oh yeah. Oh, Colossus.
Solid Grape Nuts product placement there.
Right. Oh my god.
Negasonic in Marvel Snap can ruin games for people, and I just need to point that out.
I was not familiar with Negasonic before this movie. And then she's named after a punk song, I think.
She barely appeared in any of the comic stuff I was reading leading up until this either. So this was, I think it was like kind of one of those characters that was there, but wasn't really defined. And then they used the movie to help define her in a bigger capacity.
Gotcha. And this is a great Colossus. Like I remember seeing, oh my god, the Blackbird.
There's the Blackbird.
Or X-Jet, what do they call it? This one?
Nope, this is a Blackbird. Because it's not a toy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was named after the song Negasonic Teenage Warhead by Monster Magnet. I'm not a metalhead, so...
I was going to say, I definitely don't know that song.
But yeah, what a great Colossus. Like, he doesn't look, he doesn't have the CG weird things that, like, the Hulk did and stuff.
Yeah, like, I know pro wrestling friends who could be built like him, yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Maybe a few feet shorter. He seems like he's, like, 8 foot tall.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones. That dude's, like, 7'6" or something stupid.
I forgot about that joke. I've seen some Arsenal people like react to this scene and be like, they were impressively keeping track of ammunition in this.
I mean, at least that guy got a shot off and hit Deadpool.
Right.
The level of swearing is just great. Like, just doing the combined swears.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, fuck.
Just go for like the hard R rating right from the beginning.
Okay, let's be real, though. That guy he just killed was one of the worst mercenaries ever.
Right.
Like, that guy was not even, like, covering his corners or anything. A dude looks like a cheap version of the guy who plays Reacher.
Oh, yeah. My brother likes that show. I haven't watched it. That's true, though. He gave you a warning. He counted it out. I would just hide.
I've never watched the show, but I did watch him in Titans because he is Hawk from Hawk and Dove.
Oh, okay.
And then apparently he was in Blue Mountain State, but he was a much like more chill, like goody character. Whereas Hawk and Dove, he's just like just the epitome of anger.
Yeah. I love how Deadpool falls into the Peter Griffin pose.
Yeah.
Nice. See, that's kind of a Jason Statham moment from like Shoot 'Em Up.
Or what was that other Statham movie where he was basically just on drugs the whole time?
Oh, Crank. I love Crank. That ringtone was my ringtone for, basically until ringtone stopped being a thing.
Crank was good. I did not like Crank 2, though.
I don't know if I remember Crank 2. So
it literally picks up at the end of Crank 1. It's
Maybe
like one of those like 30 seconds later scenarios.
Maybe I did see it and I just forgot because it was that.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So the only thing that drives me a little crazy about the costume is because I've seen some of the most like amazing costume makers who are able to make that mask. They cannot get like the eyebrows to move and be expressive and stuff. It's just like not possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this is impressive CG because that whole mask basically right is almost all CG because of like his eyes moving and stuff. Jeez.
Some of the shots here, like they just age so well.
Yeah.
Some of the best love stories start with a murder should be somebody's Tinder profile.
Right. That should be one of those cross-stitch doily things, you know, that go on grandma's wall.
I mean, I don't have that kind of talent.
Right. Our friend Ali Spagnola does. She made ones take your fucking shoes off.
That's true.
Man, this is the most 2000s outfit.
But the guy's wearing an Affliction shirt in like 2014, so it's like really just behind on everything.
Wasn't this a reference to Ryan's TV shows? Like, was it Two Guys something in a pizza?
Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place.
Yeah.
Which then became Two Guys and a Girl.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which made it sound creepier.
You know, I guess 2010s. Yeah, that is these outfits. Because I was just thinking, like, that was like Katy Perry, California Girl era and stuff.
But it was like the tail end of that. Because when I was at WWE was when Affliction was like in its hot shit era.
Yeah. Maybe that's the point, is to show how like far behind this guy is.
Yeah.
Like he's dressing like it's at peak. There you go. They're jeans, not a chandelier. No.
Leave the cat alone.
Right.
Come on, Wade.
I don't have a cat. Kitty litter? I'm confused by that too. Was that a drug reference? What's in the bathroom that looks like kitty litter?
I don't know. Ryan, make sure to let us know.
Right.
Aw.
I like how at this point Deadpool is basically Van Wilder.
Yeah, it's Van Wilder if he didn't finish school.
Yeah.
God, I loved Van Wilder. I don't know how well that movie ages, though.
No, even when I was late watching it, even when I finally did watch it, I was like, ooh, this was a product of his time.
Like, I enjoyed it, but that's probably a decade plus since I watched it.
Yeah. I guess that was the point, was he was the douche, so you're not supposed to like the things he does.
I don't know, he's kind of the hero of the movie, so.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on like how his character, like what he does, like after he's kind of redeemed. But I think at the beginning, like he's not the guy or whatever, or he is. I don't know. And those glasses, everything.
Definitely mostly the money.
So funny. I saw a headline. I didn't even read the story. I just screen capped it because it was like, religious man who's father of 9 children unexpectedly like it commits homicide or something. And I was like, I mean, that all makes sense.
Damn, Rod. And then this is like the ultimate Easter egg board right here.
I'm not familiar with that. Or is this from Deadpool?
Yeah, like when they start showing the board of like all the targets and stuff like that. Ugh.
And this guy has beef with Ryan Reynolds now, right?
He basically said that like Ryan fucked him over, I guess.
And we always find out about this stuff like 20 years later. So I guess we'll find out in a couple decades like what happened.
he's coming across very much like Terrence Howard right now, of like just how he's going on, and it's a one-sided shit talking scenario, and I don't know what's true or what's not, but like I don't know, it just doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
I also don't like the character.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a scuzzy character, and he always has been.
Yeah. This is part of it, is like it was easy to write him out too, character-wise. I'm not saying as a person, he might be a saint, but
I used to serve those when I was a bartender.
Really?
Oh. Never did that, though.
Yeah.
It was a new stool.
This movie must have been like the entire stunt community of Los Angeles, or wherever this filmed in Canada? I guess I don't know. Wherever this was from.
We don't do research, Rod.
Right. Dun. He said the thing. That's cold.
Charlie Sheen, Bill Cosby.
Oh, both those things came true. One in real life and one in the movie. Oh, man.
Wow, the IMDb, it's very deep down in the list before they get to the list of the references on the board.
Vanessa. It's faggot. Oh, jeez. It's so funny seeing her, like at the beginning of all this, and now like the trailers and kind of hint at her and Wade being broken up.
Right.
But like, she's gone through so much. Like, she's this Vanessa in the first movie, then she's basically Fridge for the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this third one, I guess we're going to see there's going to be something else, because there's a reason they're split, right? It's not there's got to be some big part of the plot. Oh, jeez. Oh, I forgot. Oh, my God.
Is this called trauma bonding?
I think, like, but it's like but different. Like, it's weird because yes, the wording, yes, but like not.
It's trauma bonding, but not their traditional definition of trauma bonding.
Yeah. It's like trauma foreplay.
Ooh, Yogurtland.
That does sound good right now, mainly because it's 95 degrees.
Yeah, mainly because I just want something that's cold.
That's what we're all thinking.
Like, if that has been swiped through the machine at least twice at this point, that's fucking gross.
Yay. Everybody does love skee-ball.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't love skee-ball, then they're probably a broken person.
I was walking through the VidCon Expo floor when they closed it down for creators to go visit with our mutual friend Mike Prasad.
Yeah.
And we saw like this big purple castle. And we were like, why is everybody around that? And we got
skee-ball.
Up to like, it's skee-ball. And Mike was like, yep, everybody loves skee-ball. It's just like the first thing you say when you see skee-ball. Like, everybody loves skee-ball. Okay, those tickets will get you like a plastic ring.
No, those rings are too nice for those Voltron rings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like one of the spider rings. Yep, that's about right.
No. I've definitely seen those Voltron rings at Comic-Con.
Nice.
Ooh, Street Fighter 2 in the background.
Oh, nice.
Right above her head.
So I thought I remembered this as being like a joke, but I guess she really was an escort in this first movie.
Mm.
Oh, year.
Oh yeah, I forgot how much they leaned into the hard R.
Yeah. Oh, it is Valentine. Okay. Okay, so they're dating by this point. Okay, this is a montage of time.
Yep. Nope, she just changed her hair on the fly. That's her main power.
Year of the dog. I hope you can see the veins in his forehead. That's a great line. Nope.
Look how he just looks domestic now. Is that a Mario Lopez book he was reading?
I didn't see that. It's funny when they hit that part of the. Oh my god!
What is this song that's playing?
I'm trying to.
Oh, Calendar Girl.
Yeah.
Because they just needed to hit the joke so over the head.
Jesus.
Ooh. Reference to a failed character.
Right. Oh, blood! I didn't even think about the.
Yep. It was Vin Diesel tried to be in a Bloodshot movie.
I remember because it's technically the last movie I saw in theaters before lockdown.
Oh, that did come out, yeah.
I rewrite it to being Onward was the last movie I saw in theaters, just so it doesn't have to be that one.
There was just like that weird period where people were trying to like bring back Image and Valiant characters from the fucking 90s and make franchises out of them. And it's like, the franchise didn't work the first time, guys.
Right. They need to do they need to do a Greta Gerwig thing where like they just come up with a good script regardless of the property, and then it'll work. Like with Barbie. But Bloodshot, like it was like a movie would have been fine if it came out in like 2002, because it was that kind of
it would have been like that Blade Spider-Man era.
Yeah. These guys are just Donald Ducking it. She out-nerded him.
I mean, it is a Star Wars joke, so we don't have those anymore, but
she's the keyboard warrior that's like, actually.
Yeah. His ass is just all over this movie.
Right. I mean, it's toned though. If I had a butt like that, I might show it off too. Oh.
Real talk.
X-Men 97. Man, fucking abs, man.
Forget abs, the whole thing.
Right? See, that's what you get for being physically in shape.
How dare you be happy?
I know no doctor can actually say because of HIPAA, but I'm kind of curious as to like when they give patients this news, does anyone actually do this? Be like, you're kidding? Because like, would they like that? That would be like the worst doctor. Like, yep, gotcha. You don't have cancer.
Yeah, no doctor is ever going to give you that setup and be like, JK.
Yeah. But not too long.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm kind of impressed by this guy's body holding up his entire weight, because it's like, Wade's strong, we get that. It's just, the swords could be strong, but that guy's like bodily structure kept, up with the blades through him.
I mean, I've seen people with like, be held up in suplexes for like a minute.
Right.
I mean, it's a little different. They don't have a sword going through them.
Well, I mean, just like he didn't like slide down the things more and stuff. Like
maybe it's the angle of the swords.
There you go. There's an art to it. Oh, this is so badass.
Yep. And this movie is proof that you could have such a like forgettable throwaway villain and still have a great movie out of it. Because nobody gives a fuck about Ajax.
Yeah, I just remember all the Ajax soap detergent with Francis written over it, memes at the time.
This was also that era where they started utilizing like wrestling moves in fight choreo.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's a really strong sword.
Yeah, good. The concrete behind him. Oops. He's like, still no.
You look like you've been on fire and peed on to put it out.
I think I know the answer to this, but have you been watching The Acolyte?
Unfortunately, I have not. No.
There's the gal that played X-23.
Laura Kinney. Yep.
What was it? X-20? Why 21?
23.
23. Oh, it is 23. I thought that can't be it because he's 23. Anyway, she's in it. There's a scene where she full on does I don't know what it's called, but she does a wrestling move.
Yeah.
Like, is that Jedi now? Oh my god.
In Mandalorian, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet from wrestling is it not Bo-Katan? What's the other one of the other Mandalorians?
Okay.
And she literally does a spinning DDT in the
that's awesome.
in the fights choreo.
I forgot about the Wolverine Deadpool action figure reference in this. Yeah, what's it called when someone does like a 2-footed kick just from like out of nowhere? You know what I mean? Like
drop kick.
So she did like a drop kick off the side. And we're like, we have not seen that in any Jedi training so far in the series, and it just came out. I was like, shit.
Yeah, and then there's variations depending on the angle that they do the kick and how they land too.
Yeah.
So.
That would kind of be a fun show, though.
I love that you just interjected that during a very emotional scene, Rod. It's funny watching it now for this because I'm paying attention to things I normally wouldn't, like the fact that he's wearing a Rent shirt.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. And now they're not going to zoom out so you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
So romantic. Oh, one of the IMDb things was like, he spends 30% of the movie naked. And I can assure you mathematically that is not accurate.
Yeah. I guess that maybe they meant like some sort of flesh you normally don't see in, I don't know.
No, I think it's just literally one of those like people do hyperbole because they, want to sound smart.
Yeah. If I ask for Patron, I don't want wheatgrass.
Right.
I don't know. Hopefully I never have to like think about this, but I think I'd always said like if I get like a hard terminal, like you have a 2% chance of surviving this kind of diagnosis, I'd be like, no clinics. We're just gonna max out every credit card I have traveling the world, or whatever and stuff. Bring a bunch of friends and stuff. Like I don't want to, because he pulled up with those pamphlets of like clinics and stuff. I'm like, that's not how you want to go. Like, sounds awful.
Have you watched Three Body Problem yet?
No, I heard a lot about it.
One of the characters is dealing with that, and he's just like, I'm just gonna go live on the fucking beach, man. Like, yeah. like it obviously it all sucks, but like if you're gonna have something that sucks, like do it on the beach, you know.
Yeah. You know what kind of got me started on that was when I was in college. I saw a movie that's even older than from when I was in college, Joe versus the Volcano.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's so worth it. You might
I know it, but I've never seen it.
You might appreciate some of the jokes more than I would, because I had a corporate job for like a few years, but you've been kind of in that world a lot in various capacities and stuff. And it's about like Tom Hanks's character, like working at a medical prosthetics company. I think they specifically make prosthetic testicles, and his boss is terrible. And I don't know, it's so.
I like how you said
funny.
You've been working in that world for a while.
Well,
and then
corporate. I mean, anybody that has like a corporate job.
Okay, you got to specify when you say phrases like that, Rod.
Yeah. I've gotten fired for several of those corporate jobs. I'll put it that way.
I wonder why.
I'm a musician. Oh, that. This guy's like
better than better.
Right.
That's like the argument of like, I'm giving it 110%. Well, I'm going to make it 150%. It's like, that's impossible. Stop saying it. You're stupid.
Yeah. This guy looks like an older brother of that dude who plays Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah.
If they're not in the movie together, nobody wants to see that. So I was going to say, don't make it happen. The actual pitch I want to make is what was the meme that went around? Like Elvira and Dolly Parton as witch sisters.
Yes.
like that. Or what did I pitched once? Like,
I want to see the two of them in a movie where they run to be president and vice president, and they can't decide which is which.
Yeah. I guess I'd only say Dolly for president because she's like the more mass appeal, and Elvira could be a good VP because she can get in rooms that like Dolly can't, you know?
Yeah.
No, I remember the one I pitched was Idina Menzel and Catherine Hahn as witch sisters. So Idina Menzel was the original Elphaba from Wicked, but she's also in Frozen and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then Catherine Hahn obviously was Agatha,
right?
And so I was like, oh, that'd be a great like musical. I don't know.
Let's see how we get through the Agatha show, which is going to have musical elements to it first before we get into that pitch, Rod. I think we have to park that one for the moment.
I have faith that to the musical world it'll be good. I don't know outside of that if it will, because Patti LuPone's in it.
That's my bigger concern is like I know certain people didn't like Has Been Hotel from the music in it, and I'm not a musical person, and I liked it, so I'm kind of curious, like, is it going to be too much for the musical people? Yeah. Similar to like how I disliked the scene specifically from Captain Marvel or The Marvels, you know?
Oh yeah, that one was weird because it was like neither exceptional as a musical or like
even the song was just kind of generic.
Yeah, and I guess that was supposed to be the joke, was that it's like a terrible musical thing. Oh, we're still in the sequence.
Yep.
Or like your favorite after credits from Hawkeye. That was technically a really good Broadway sequence because like Mark Shaman wrote it, you know. But like as far as Marvel's, like what a weird thing to make like a full sequence.
Well, and that's what we talked about. That wasn't actually the original post credit. They switched it.
I still think that would have been way better because it came, obviously it debuted during Christmas.
Yeah.
If that was like a release on Christmas Day, like on their YouTube channel, and be like, Merry Christmas, everybody. We actually recorded this whole song.
Yep. But they didn't want, the Tracksuit Mafia being eaten by a bird, apparently.
Right. It's actually more terrifying just leaving up to your imagination.
Yeah. Trainee, but she's not in official gear. Oh no, her gear's under all the leather jacket and scarf.
She's a moody teenager. She'll follow the rules, but not.
The hair flip when she doesn't have hair.
Or him.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see Inside Out 2?
Nope.
So it just crossed the $1 billion mark. Incredible.
It's the first thing this year to cross $1 billion, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up is because it came out later that there was like a council of 9 teenage girls that would watch every draft to make sure that the Riley character was right. And like some headline was like, I cannot imagine anything more terrifying than being an animator or an actor on a show that's being judged by teenage girls.
9 of them.
Yeah.
And was it literally 9 just so they had a tiebreaker if needed kind of scenario?
Maybe, I don't know. There's a character. This is not really a spoiler. You know, all the new emotions they bring in. One of them is nostalgia, and obviously they're like a 13-year-old. It's a little early to be nostalgia, to have nostalgia, you know. But they make a joke.
False.
They make a joke of it because they were going to cut her, but I guess all the teenage girls that watch the drafts and stuff, like, we love that character. You have to keep her as. So they made like references, but she wasn't like a main.
It was very
eyes.
Kevin McAllister.
Yeah. Oh, he broke his head. Yeah. He just keeps breaking his limbs. This is like that, was it Spamalot?
Dude, we have watched just completely different things in our lives aside from Marvel.
It wasn't Spamalot. It was Holy Grail. Sorry.
Yep. Still haven't seen it.
But is that, you've probably seen the sequence. It's like, it's just a flesh wound. His like arm.
Oh, I have seen
off.
that. Yeah.
This is like, it feels like that.
I wonder how the guy who played the other Colossus feels about this version of him, because it's obviously such a different, more meaningful take on the character.
In
the
X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think if I remember right, one of my many complaints about the original 3 X-Men movies, or was it Days of Future Past, or was it the original 3?
Originals. So
the original 3, like, I think he has like one line, or it was either in the movie or in a cutscene, and I was like, why is he not in a Russian accent? If he says one line,
I think that was cut.
Okay, so
I think he was just shown visually.
So it must have been like a deleted scene I saw, and I was like, just make that one line. Teach him how to do the accent for the one line. That dates it.
Yep. That's also a horrible CG Blackbird right there.
You're right. I'm so happy seeing it, though. Oh, my God.
Okay. Do his taste buds work when he's all metal?
Right.
Because in theory, his tongue would have to be all metal, too.
Yeah.
So I'll bring this one up. I don't think we've ever talked about it on the show. Deadpool, when he gets cut up, in the comics, it is canon that if you put enough parts of Deadpool pieces together, it can reform into a new Deadpool.
Oh, wow.
And there's literally, it's called Evil Deadpool, where somebody like took like 4 pieces of head, put them together, and it was able to like form a brain through that. And then they found random Frankenstein parts of the rest of him.
That's so funny.
It's a great story too.
Yeah, because that is a question with all these like regenerative heroes, right? Like, yeah. If you cut off Wolverine's head, does the body or the head grow, back and stuff?
Well, yeah.
Oh, man. It's like Saw.
This is working out well for everybody.
Right. These are probably some sort of like comic references, right? And I'm just not catching them.
I mean, the one with the spikes coming out could totally be like Amaro or somebody like that. So yeah. I believe in the sequel, Omega Red was a cut character.
Oh, wow. That is a really large character to bring in.
It made sense from the context of the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. It's hard to watch her the same way.
Yeah. Oh, is that what's her face?
It's Gina.
Jeez, yeah. Oh.
I really don't want my doctor to be named Ajax.
Right.
No.
Right.
I'm trying to read what it says on those bottles, but I can't.
This is like the dark version of the Super Soldier program. Like the underground one.
I mean, that's kind of what the stuff with Wolverine was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the darker version of Cap.
That's what you like is UV irradiated IVs.
Okay. When I was a bartender, there's no grosser moment to me than when we did a blacklight party and you were making gin and tonic and you realized that tonic water glows under a blacklight. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to drink something that glows under a blacklight aside from gin and tonic tasting like old Christmas trees.
Right. It's the quinine in it, I think.
Quinine, yep.
Quinine, yeah, which is also like an anti-inflammatory because like most of my life I had inflammatory issues or like joint issues, so I'd like specifically have tonic water like when I was out.
So our bar was very much a shit show, so it was great for blacklight parties because we would literally start spraying tonic water into the sky because it looked good under a blacklight.
It also,
but I did not want to drink it.
It would mask all the other stuff that showed in the blacklight you want to think about.
No, we had a really good cleaning company.
Oh, nice. Oh. Oh. Well, that doesn't.
Well, you were wrong, sir.
It's like when you find out what Chapel Roan's like birth name is, and you're like, "Oh, I get." Are you familiar with Chapel Roan?
Yeah. Just don't know the birth name.
Her birth name is Kaylee, but spelled in like the widest Midwest way. You know, like Kayleigh. You know, like.
Yeah.
And she's been like very vocal about like I don't like my birth name. Like, no, I totally get it. The music in the show you do, I don't see Kaylee. This must be where they're getting the 30% like nudity from. Oh, the ice bath.
Why'd they cover his face at that point? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Just to catch the spit, I guess?
Maybe. Or they don't want him to see. I don't know. I was going to say they don't want him to see who's administering it, but then they took it off at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's like an executioner scenario where it's like, oh, you know, they don't want the bad vibes. It's like they seem okay with bad vibes.
Right. I don't understand sports.
I think he was talking about the WNBA.
Yeah.
Which now is more relevant than literally ever.
Right. I forgot you don't watch this with captions.
Mm-mm. Although I probably should because it is a commentary track.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Should put the subtitles in Spanish, see if I could figure it out.
Right. That'd be funny. That's how I learn language. Actually, I have friends that have learned languages that way.
Okay, but if I can't do it the other way of like watching anime with subtitles and I still can say like 6 words total in Japanese, I'm not going to learn by reading. Yeah.
I know they did this montage, but do we know how long he was in here?
A year or so.
Yeah. Dish soap.
Who is Cunningham? Oh, just random character. Not actually even a character from the movie or the comics.
It is so wild thinking back though. They put this much trust in Ryan Reynolds and whatever team he had to do this movie because like it makes sense now because we're on our third probably going to be $1 billion movie of this franchise. But this was so like having a rated R, like even though it's not MCU proper, like just Marvel marquee. And
it was after, you know, he was in Green Lantern, and you can't blame him for Green Lantern flopping. He wasn't the director or anything like that. But it was like he wasn't a sure bet at that point. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying Green Lantern is a good movie, and they probably spent way too much money on it. Better not fucking say that. But I watch it every now and then. Like I watch Venom, like it's on in the background. It's not too bad. No, like, it's dumb. But yeah, I kind of like those like they look like they're straight to DVD kind of superhero movies. You know. If it had been straight to DVD, I actually would have been okay with it. Yeah. But it wasn't.
Right.
Rude. Well, if you're not hip deep in a hooker, you're not doing it right.
So today, just to kind of date when we're recording, I posted that on my stories that I went for a jog this morning and then a ladybug landed on me. And before I could finish thinking like, oh, it must be my lucky day, I felt a pinch and then it flew away. And I was like, oh, basically a ladybug gave me a hickey this morning. And that was funny. Like one person like was like, "Ah, that's funny." Like everybody else is having a conversation about like if it was actually a ladybug or an Asian beetle.
Also, sorry, I just have to point out, as you told that story, Wade turned and where the camera is positioned to where I'm seeing your headshot is when he said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I got a hickey from ladybug, and Deadpool reacted.
I mean, that's the fourth wall being broken, if anything. Right. Yeah, I also saw that, and I'm like, I didn't know ladybugs bit. Yeah,
so I guess with the argument they're having here is that's the other thing that looks like ladybugs. But it left a welt on my arm. I was like...
That's what I'm saying. That's not what ladybugs are supposed to do, Rod.
It's also where I had like heavy sunscreen, so I don't know if it just died from like poisoning later.
It was actually defending itself from you poisoning it.
Right, or it was like, oh, this is sweet, but it's like chemicals.
The foot transformation there kind of reminds me of
all this
like Underworld or like one of those like lichen transformations almost, because they usually get skinnier before they get longer. This
looks like a Charlie horse feels. Yeah, and that's how it feels.
Yep. And it's over.
Right. Nice movie.
Yep. It would have been funny if they did what Everything Everywhere All at Once did, of just start running the credits right there in the middle of it.
Man, what a perfect movie. I gotta watch. I say I want to watch it again, but I have to be in the right headspace.
Yeah, you do. You got to be in the right headspace, especially because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like I need to be in the right headspace to watch episode 5 of X-Men 97.
Which is never again for me.
Which is, I need to be the happiest I felt in the last 6 months to watch it again. Because I've already done it 3 times.
Things are going too well. Time for episode 5.
We need to bring you back to reality.
I saw, was it you or somebody posted one of the X-Men groups that there's like a little golden book of X-Men 97? It's like, oh shit, that's dark.
Oh yeah, somebody posted it. They said it's dark, and I posted a picture of one of their 2 pages that could be considered dark. One is like Master Mold, and then there's one where Sinister has Morph tied up, but it's in the golden book style of illustration. Yeah. So yeah,
it has to be a completely different story, right? Because
it's literally just like, this is who the X-Men are. There's no story to it.
That's the only way to do it, because there's no way to kids bopify that story that we saw.
No. Kids bopify. That's a great verb.
Yeah. Little known fact. I don't know if they actually made the final cut, but at the YouTube space where I used to film a lot with some YouTube channels, Kids Bop also filmed at.
I think you told me about that.
And so there was several times they were doing like 360 video initiatives, and I was always so annoyed because I would just be waiting in line for coffee in the lobby, but like we'd be in a Kids Bop video, so I try to flip off as many takes as possible while I was out there. So either they had to go through a bunch of takes, or if you have a keen eye and you watch those videos, you might see me in the background giving the finger during like Starships, but the Kids Bop version. Actually, it was Cheap Thrills by Sia. I remember what song it was.
Yeah. So shout out to my buddy Mike Kingston, who does the comic book Headlocked. And this is perfect time for San Diego Comic-Con. We used to be at his booth, and when people would start trying to like snag free pictures of some of the like wrestlers and stuff like that, or like people would try to get like Lou Ferrigno in the background and stuff like that, we would always throw up a shocker. And because in like, but we would do it like low key. Like it would be like, oh, you're like leaning against your hand and stuff like that. Yeah. And then the week after Comic-Con, we would see how many times we could spot a picture with us throwing up a shocker in other people's like posts online.
That's great.
Yeah, it was like a good time from like 2011 to 13. We would do that. So yeah,
That's a good chunk of time. This is like a superhero trope, but it's like one that's kind of low key and you don't like realize it until you start talking about it. Like the tragic origin of a hero is like, this is like Weapon X, and, you know, Deadpool, obviously. Captain America had the same thing. Like,
well, I mean, the Hulk is, you know, top 3, I'd say.
Right.
Dude literally got hit in a nuclear blast.
Hot take. I still like the 2 Hulk movies. I know that's not a popular thought, but like,
correct.
Especially with the Ang Lee Hulk movie, maybe you don't like the style they did in it, but I don't want to. The only people I'll call out for that. Okay, this is adding to the 30% more. And more. So maybe they have a point. I only push back on people who complain about Marvel being too monotonous and not taking chances and not liking the Hulk movie. It's like,
he's fully naked there. You're right.
Right. Yes.
Oh, German suplex. And they had to do it at that angle so you didn't see dick.
Yeah. But I guess if it wasn't for the lighting, you would have seen like clear butthole straight through his mouth.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be really hard to shoot choreo where if it's the wrong angle, dick would be flopping. So
right. Well, they have what's the thing called that they wear? Like the
dancer's belt?
No, it's not a belt. It's like a patch that is adhesive.
Yeah,
it covers like the butthole to the taint. Is that what it is?
Oh no, dancer's belt is when you have have the thing that just makes it so you can't pop out of it. Yeah,
for like cosplayers and stuff. Which
mostly ballet dancers. That's why it's called a dancer's belt.
But every Comic-Con, there's always, you can tell any dude's first year there because they're in the Spider-Man outfit and they're not wearing one of those. And I don't even do that, and I know that you should wear one of those. You're around children.
Yeah. The Spider-Man cosplayers who don't know how to tuck properly, basically. Right. Yeah. Oh no.
You're right.
Guy that we met 5 minutes ago.
Although speaking of Everything Ever All at Once, I was at a brunch with a lot of the cast. That's where I met Michelle Yeoh. My friend Stacy introduced me. The stunt cast was there, and the guy that had the trophy up his butt during the one fight, he was there, and he's been in a bunch of other stuff like Shang-Chi and things.
But that's what he's forever going to be remembered as.
I was talking to him about that, and he was like, yeah, it was kind of really hard to keep balance. I was like, I hadn't thought about that, but that's probably right.
Yeah.
Because they had to mount it in a way where it wouldn't flop too much to be unbelievable. But it had to be like, this is originating like an inch into or a few inches into your butthole, and then you got to fight with it. So, the things you do for art, right?
It's amazing that is one of the most like artistic films of like the past 5 years.
Yep.
And there was a trophy up somebody's ass.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, Michelle Yeoh, and a sausage finger lesbian relationship. Like it's got everything for everyone.
Yeah, the sausage fingers, I don't know why, but it worked. It shouldn't work, but it did.
Well, it's like my friend Shawnee's theory. He's like, if you're going to be weird, lean in. Don't try to pretend it's something pretentious. It's just lean in.
Yep. The L cancer and the L everything.
Right. Same thing though. Such a serious scene, but such a ridiculous circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does she just think he left her at this point?
I think so, yeah.
This kind of reminds me of like, there was a year that I thought me and my brother weren't speaking to each other. And then we realized that he had switched from iPhone to Android. He's back on iPhone now, but
right.
You know when you do that, the iMessage thing doesn't always deactivate?
Yes.
So neither of us were getting each other's texts for like a year.
So you both thought you were like just
not
like
speaking
good
for whatever reason.
Good. That's healthy.
The reason we started, we realized that was when he called me one day. Oh, this is on us too, that we never called each other. We just text each other.
Of course.
He called me one day because he was telling me that he'd proposed to his now wife, and I was like, oh, congrats. I didn't know we were good. And then we figured it out. We're like, oh shit, we're idiots. We are definitely related. We'll put it that way.
I love how everybody is shit talking him to his face. Like, do you actually do that? Like, if somebody weird walks by, like, I understand, like, some people will, like, be like, shun it, but, like, do people actually say that when they fucking see each other?
I guess it is like a movie trope, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you, like, in high school movies, like maybe things have changed, but I feel like kids would wait till like you're away to like talk about you behind your back and stuff, like not to your face.
Standard toxicity,
right? Standard toxicity. That has to be a metal band, or like a really bitchy cover band, right?
I think really bitchy cover band sounds right. And their main song is System of a Down.
There you go.
And I'm done.
Yeah. Mutant, you said the thing.
The Mutant Factory?
Just mutant.
Wow.
There it is.
No.
That's a Tech 9 thing, right?
Fuck the brain hole?
Tech Knight. Sorry, Tech 9 from
yes.
Boys.
Those are very different people.
Sorry. Big Mac.
I mean, this is kind of like that scene that's in the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer where it's just like, it makes it really hard to eat with a mask on. And Wolverine's like, yeah, it makes it really hard to eat if you're not wearing a mask.
Yeah. Scaredevil.
Mr. Immortal would have been good if that wasn't already a character.
From She-Hulk.
Which was also from Great Lakes Avengers.
Nice. I love it.
Just Deadpool.
They did it.
I love the current Deadpool comic right now, where he started his own like business, like taking really shitty assignments, and Taskmaster is one of his partners on it.
Oh wow!
And he's like, they're in the middle of a job, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to charge you more. I'm gonna charge you by the kill. This is too much work. And Deadpool's trying to like have a relationship with his daughter. So,
oh wow,
yeah, he's trying to be a good dad, and he's just really fucking bad at it.
I get that.
Oh, Warrior Nun in the background.
Oh, I didn't even know. My friend Tanji is the composer for that TV series. Oh, Blind Owl.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot that they made this a song.
Yep.
I know this will drive you crazy. I might have mentioned this during the regular episodes, but like I you know, obviously we talk about a lot. I only know the X-Men really from the toys and the TV show. So Deadpool, I had the action figure and I loved the action figures. I remember the swords that would come in and out of his back and stuff.
And he also had the one in his hand that was like the poke-in one. Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't know his character at all. So when he came in Wolverine and everybody was upset, he's like, he's the merc with a mouth. And I was like, he is?
I mean, when he originally came out, he was very much just like a ripoff of Deathstroke and didn't say a lot. Okay. It wasn't until he started doing the team up with Cable in the comics that's when the personality really started to come out. That's why everybody's like, Rob Liefeld this. It's like, Rob Liefeld's version of Deadpool was fucking boring.
Yeah.
It was later people that it got cool.
It's kind of like Stan Lee's X-Men.
I don't think it was necessarily that Stan Lee's was boring. It just wasn't as good as what like Claremont and that crew would end up doing.
It's just not what we think of as like X-Men currently. Oh, this Zamboni thing is just so
At least he's cleaning up after himself, though.
Right.
Because there's only going to be a small portion of the ice that's actually still going to be red.
Yeah. This is like Squid Games, like years before.
He also gives off Agent Smith vibes from The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Like just that he has that Hugo Weaving head.
The forehead for days.
Yeah. Well, that guy sucked. He shot his own partner.
I think that's just the cannon fodder, right? The red shirts.
Yeah.
Because we were just before recording talking about the current season of The Boys. And like it's like any FBI agent in The Boys is like, why would you send them on this trip? They're not going to survive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just got to be the easiest FBI to join in the history of anything because you're all disposable to soups.
Right.
No.
Oh.
Oh, his name is literally Agent Smith.
That's so funny.
That's great. See, you were right. During these, I will now watch with with captions on.
I guess especially because you already seen them too, so there would be like little things. I have my friend Stacy and CJ. They like watching movies with the They like watching movies with the audio descriptions on. Mm-hmm. And especially
because they're all hilarious.
Yeah, especially like the erotic ones.
Oh, there was one of those for The Acolyte where it was just basically described a scene and it looks like a sex scene.
Yeah. And that it was that. I mean, like even without the audio description, I'm watching that scene. I'm like, all of this is phallic. He's naked. She's got a lightsaber, and it's like throbbing. You know, like they know what they're doing here.
Subtle.
And her eye line, she looks down at his crotch like 3 or 4 times. Like. I actually wonder if there's like an internal like policy on the appropriate balance of Deadpool addressing the audience.
Sorry, I love that. God, I miss cocaine just as a random throwaway line from Al.
16.
And I don't know. I doubt it. I would say it's probably just a matter of like we're only doing it if it's good, not for the sake of doing it. I feel like would be their stance.
It's funny that I brought that up at the perfect time because, like, right after that, he was like, "Oh, it's the
16 walls." Yeah,
because I think, oh, that's a $5 store Roomba.
The irony of all of this, the Roomba. You've seen this. The Roomba on my living room area is vinyl decaled with Deadpool.
That's cool.
Oh. I do love reading Blind Owl. They don't give her a ton of love in the comics anymore, but there is an era where there was a lot of her, and she's fucking great.
Did you watch why can't I think of the Fallout?
Yeah, it's great.
This actor is great in that too.
Yeah, she's one of the overseers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
I love the organization of the room because it's like she doesn't need to worry about aesthetics. So it's just like, where is shit convenient?
One of my best friends in college was blind, and he lived in a dorm with with one other roommate, and that I took them both to Walmart because it's like, oh yeah, me and Micah, we're gonna split a lamp. I was like, Kevin, I don't want to be that guy, but you're kind of getting screwed in that. Like,
God damn it, Rod.
But Kevin, he was great. Like he beat me in video games, and I was like, "You're lying to me, aren't you?" Like, but I guess that was the thing. He was like a sound designed video game. Like I can still play it by hearing it. I was like, "Huh,
that's wild."
That. Yeah,
there's a streamer named Point Crow who learned the way to beat not Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild with just audio cues.
Oh wow,
yeah. Like he knows how many times he has to do certain moves, when he could hit blocks, like all that stuff is wild.
It is kind of wild to see like how far accessibility has come because we worked on Pro Tools because we were both music students. And I remember at the time there was very little or no accessibility. So I just sat there with him some days and we'd be like, okay, he's just going to click. He's going to count how many clicks on his keyboard, like 16 clicks right, 4 clicks up, and that's the record button. And we spent so much time doing that. And he would just memorize that. And I can't imagine keeping all that to memory.
Agreed.
It is weird seeing her now and stuff. Like,
she also looks different then too, like compared to like, and maybe it's just the hair or something like that, but she looks very different than when she was in Mando.
Yeah, a little less bigoted.
Oh, no.
That's like what's his face?
The baby hands.
In Scary Movie when he's cutting the turkey.
The butler dude, right?
Yeah.
And I'm forgetting the name of the actor, despite the fact that he's very much the most famous person to be in those movies, I feel like.
Yeah, besides Anna Faris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's in like everything. He's always like that weird character.
Yeah, kind of like how Ron Howard's brother is in everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if we're talking about Marvel stuff, like Sean Gunn in everything that James does.
Yeah, but Gunn hasn't been doing it for decades like Ron Howard is. His brother got a lot of residuals by being his brother.
Yeah.
Although Sean might be getting better residuals just from the movies he was in because they're all bigger budget.
Yeah, and there's a couple where he's like 2 characters or more, right? I think. There was one he was at least 2.
Suicide Squad, I think.
Probably, because they had to kill a lot of people at the beginning.
Well, and he was also the weasel and shit like that.
That's right. He was the motion capture, right?
Yep. Oh, he was motion capture in Guardians of something too.
Yeah. It's a shitty secret club to Lady Ajax in.
Yep. I love that everybody knows who this dude is.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to lift a finger.
Ugh.
Maybe you shouldn't have had that on display with your secret club of people.
Right.
He wasn't that high up, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
He was just kind of on his tiptoes because he's already a tall dude.
Yeah. Accurate.
Blade 2 was still good. Blade 3, not as much.
I need to rewatch the Blade movies. I don't think I remember any of them. I was probably too young.
Blade was really good. Blade 2 was solid, but a little bit of funky CG when like the blood explosions happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blade 3 was not good, but it had vampire Pomeranians. And Ryan Reynolds is in Blade Trinity.
I forgot about that. He's in a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
This is also them embracing their hard R rating.
Oh, yeah. They're like, and we get to show boobs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, thank you, Stan. With the most stereotypical exotic dancer shoes ever.
Right. They're talking like they're from like the 70s.
Yep. Stanley actually wrote the dialogue for this scene to give him shit like that. That's a lot of waitresses. I feel like there are not that many waitresses when I've gone to one of these.
This is a high-end one.
Sure.
Oh.
You went all emotional there for a second, Rod.
This was kind of one of my one of my bigger complaints about the Batman, you know, the Matthew Reeves ones. When they go to like that seedy club that all the degenerates, like the politicians who do all the seedy stuff and get girls are at. It's the most PG thing ever. They're like, this is where it's supposed to be drugs and all the girls are clothed and like they're doing some like fake drugs that nobody knows. Like, okay, if this is gonna be the raw Batman.
I also love in that scenario, especially like that club is packed with so many people. Like the biggest clubs in LA can't get that many people into it, but this one crime club has like 6,000 people inside of it.
Yeah, and they're all well behaved.
Yeah. I keep seeing actors, and I don't want to insult them, but I just like keep thinking like this is the dollar store version of, and that feels like dollar store version of Casper Van Dien.
I think I know what you're talking about because he looks like somebody.
Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Also, Tarzan.
I don't know if I saw.
Right after Starship Troopers, there's a Tarzan movie.
Gotcha. She saw him.
It was not good. And I don't blame him. We didn't need a Tarzan movie.
Always rain.
Retro. I don't know about you, but in Punisher, I had Jigsaw spoiled for me because I looked up the name of the character when he appeared on screen for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, goddamn, no, Jigsaw.
Oh.
What's on her purse?
Looks like a old like boudoir like painting or photo or something.
Also, I can't believe there's only 35 minutes left of this movie. I feel like this is going by so fast.
It has. I think I'm just so conditioned to be watching 3-hour Marvel movies.
Yeah. Like we've only really had one big fight scene and then a few of those quick action sequences so far.
Yeah.
Rod, I will be back in 30 seconds. Be entertaining.
Go. Well, now you're stuck with me. Oh, look, it's a poop emoji. Yeah, that's the thing. I think I've heard this argument that like since it's the same as the ice cream emoji, that this was actually supposed to be an alternate to that, but it's not. It's not on a cone, so it's gonna be poop, right? So this is the commentary you get with me. This reminds me of the like Shaun of the Dead like setup sequences, but I guess that was parodying like the old action movies. Blind Owl. There we go. This is the first Hugh Jackman reference. Where? Maybe I missed something. Is Blind Owl just collecting all this? And
100%, that is the pee break of the movie. Like that's the perfect time to get up if you ever need to during this.
The only things you missed were my commentary and if it was a shit emoji or ice cream, and then the first Hugh Jackman like face cameo thing on the magazine. But
I do love the baby Deadpool that's right under his chin right now. Not now.
Yeah, in the previous.
Yeah. There it is, right behind Al. That's a great moment.
Is it? And this is supposed to be one of the helicarriers, right?
Is it?
Or was it this or the thing? There was like a reference I thought in this. It was like a turned over helicarrier, but
I will pay attention.
I also, Gina, what's her face? Like she has less of a role in this movie than I remember too.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, only speaks 4 sentences the entire movie.
That tracks.
I was literally just flipping through the iPad for random facts, and that was the one that was there right as you said you thought she had a bigger role.
Well, and that was kind of my argument before is like, you're entitled to your own opinions and stuff, but like, to me at least, she wasn't that great of an actor to begin with.
Yeah.
And so just not enough to like care.
Yeah.
Just 3.
I also like fuck your old for the Alien 3 reference.
Yeah.
This is like your comment thread on fucking TikTok. Just everybody's just coming at you for that.
Oh, this is where he makes a comment about budget, right?
Yeah. Love it.
So it's the second movie where First Class makes a cameo then.
Where they have the door that opens and they're all there and then it shuts, yeah.
Yeah, and he's in it less than I remember. I guess that was Deadpool 2 I'm thinking of. Probably. That Dopinder's in more.
There are girls in the band.
I would love to see Deadpool, Colossus, and whoever else in a boy band together. That would be pretty fun.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that resembles a boy band in the comics, but nothing's coming to mind.
That was a boyfriend? My romantic bro.
I feel like Colossus is not feeling very comfortable right now between these two things.
I do love how like this movie brings together all these like dysfunctional, like wild people together.
Yeah. And the most sane of all of them is Colossus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's funny. Colossus is like the straight man out of
everybody. He's totally the straight man in all this.
Yeah, chimichangas.
I love just they embraced oh yeah, you're right. That is a helicarrier.
Yeah, so I think it was like unofficially a helicarrier because
but it's 100% shaped like a helicarrier.
Yeah,
yeah,
and all the X's. I just now noticed the X's. Yeah,
but like they just embraced DMX for Deadpool.
Yeah,
and it's like it's not like he's called D. He's literally called X. So it's yeah. Mr. Pool.
Oh.
Poor Bond. Oh. He might be dead.
Maximum effort.
I feel like that was one of the things that they put into the show, but barely would ever get like referenced in the comics.
With a maximum
effort. The caption goes, music stops.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Landing like that is not good.
Ooh, jeez. Oh yeah.
Oh, back when Twitter was relevant.
Right. That might be the only unrealistic thing is her throwing away her phone.
Yeah, she would put it in her pocket.
Oh, Jesus.
Seriously.
Okay, that line was just so she could get like a credit or paid or something, right? Yeah.
Big tires, ultimate weapons.
I kind of wish we could have seen Colossus and Captain America together now.
Because they would just be buddies.
Yeah, they'd just be the most wholesome duo.
It's true. So this is where I talk about it is wrestling choreo.
Yeah.
Because that is the kind of stuff that would happen in like cruiserweight and lucha matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that style reversal.
And this scene is probably why she specifically got hired, right?
Right.
Because it's so... Oh my God.
There had to be an easier way.
You're right.
Oh.
Yep.
They use the slow-mo so well in this.
Yeah. It's not as egregious as like a Zack Snyder. Oh. That's pretty badass.
Angel does get thrown into walls very similar to like Rogue, where she just leaves body dents into it.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, I forgot his hair turns to metal too. This is a very confusing physics.
That was one of her lines. Growls.
Right. Watch they tried a bunch of other dialogue and they're like, she can't. This is just grunt here, please.
You just can't deliver shit.
I love how the audio clips for Negasonic when she powers up.
I love that she's an X-Men who just murdered 2 guys.
Right.
That's like literally one of Charles's big no-nos, you know? Hydra Bob.
Is TJ Friday still around? Or
Yeah,
the companies went out of business.
No, they haven't filed for bankruptcy like Red Lobster yet.
I saw a podcast I was on. Let me fix it. Mm-hmm. They posted something about you know that story about Flava Flav buying one of everything on the menu to try to save it.
Yeah.
So this thing they posted showed that like Red Lobster named a meal after him, and so I commented. I was like, I don't even think we're in the worst timeline anymore. I think we're in the prank one.
Yeah, like it can't be real. Also, the thought that buying one of everything would save a company.
Oh, he spelled it out. There you
go. In a recent Wolverine comic, Sabretooth does that with a bunch of people, including Wolverine's son, Daken, and it says happy birthday.
Oh, no. Did you watch The Northman?
No. Yes, I did, actually. Yeah,
something similar like that happens towards the end.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That was one of those movies where I went and I saw it, and I never thought about it afterwards until you just mentioned it.
No, I'll keep it... we'll bring it up maybe another conversation. I had some thoughts about that. I was at the premiere, and I kind of got in trouble at it. Oh.
Yeah, those guys got the extra, like, hurt from that, you know?
Yeah.
There's also, like, tons of gunfire and explosions and stuff like that going off in a major metropolitan area. Like, somebody would hear this.
Right. Yeah, where is this supposed to take place?
I don't know.
I was trying to look for stuff to see if it's like LA. This is definitely not New York.
I don't think it's LA. Because when they showed that downtown area and stuff like that, it didn't give me LA vibes.
Didn't look like it at all. Man, I'm remembering how it felt to watch this in theaters for the first time. We were like, finally, like we're getting like not just Deadpool, but just like the superhero story we wanted to see. Like it wasn't like, you know, what to go back to a Kids Boppa fight or something. Or
yep. They did announce in one of the upcoming seasons for Marvel Snap, we are getting an Ajax card.
That's funny. I hope he has some sort of soap power or something.
No, don't go to the ad. I didn't need to click the ad.
I hate when it happens.
Fuck you, Wiki. Ongoing +1 power for each card in play affected by a negative power. It looks fucking stupid though.
It's kind of like a generic villain.
Yeah. Like he's just like a whack-ass Captain America.
Yeah. I forgot this is like the suspension of disbelief was like Vanessa should have died like 12 times in the sequence.
Yeah.
Between like falling off the thing, even though she's in a tube, like, or it's like that thing where you can be in something, but when you have a huge fall, like your brain would be like rattling inside your skull or whatever.
Right.
But there, I think she just lost oxygen, right? Like the thing hit the pressure. Yeah, how strong is she to be able to manhandle Colossus like this?
I mean, she's got to be at least like Colossus level strength.
Yeah.
It's wild because he's such a generic villain.
Yeah.
Like Ajax as a villain is just so lame. And that just shows you how much Ryan and the Deadpool character carried this movie.
Oh, yeah. I only remember
it's not like Spider-Man with like Green Goblin. It's like it's a big character. Ajax is just like generic douchey white guy.
Yeah. I only remember his name from the soap joke in Francis.
Yeah.
Like I'd forgotten how he looked like until we started watching this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You think we're gonna see her as Lady Deadpool?
I don't think it's going to be her.
Yeah.
I think it's my prediction is going to be multiversal versions. And it's going to just be in one world Wade was bored Wendy or whatever the fuck her name is, you know.
And it's probably be like Blake Lively.
Watch if he was smart, yes.
Yeah, but watch it be Taylor Swift. I know that like everybody wants her to be Dazzler, and then he puts her in something else. I totally forgot about this. Oh my god,
the boys ripped this whole concept off for Black Noir.
That's right, yeah.
And then also there's a thing in Gen V. I forgot how good the soundtrack is, dude.
This is Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're the inspiration.
Yep.
I love Peter Cetera's voice.
Yeah, this was Chicago. Because there was Elite Beat Agents for the Nintendo 3DS. This was like the final song of it.
Yeah. Oh man, them doing the tape sound right when the okay, there it is. It's like it sounds wrong. I mean, it feels wrong, like viscerally feels wrong to hear like out of key.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's so weird.
It would have been funny if she accidentally killed Colossus there too.
Right.
That is a generic noise I've heard in like 30 different movies before. Yeah. That just like the groaning of a giant ship kind of thing. Wanda Wilson is Lady Deadpool's name in the comics.
Oh,
Wanda. Gotcha. Not Wendy, I was wrong.
Okay, this is where she gets put back in the
right,
thing.
This is where she would die, yeah. Yes. I love that they were able to move a destroyed helicarrier that had a giant hole in the middle of it over to this location while it was still like in one connected piece.
Right.
Like, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, that's where she dies. The impact would kill her. It's like there have been these reels going around where it's showing like how strong a helmet is because the helmet doesn't dent. And it's like, no, the helmet is supposed to crumple to take the impact. Otherwise, you just smash against it.
Yeah.
Rumbling.
I love when the captions like try to describe the music in detail and stuff. And it's like sad, melancholic piano music or ironically happy pop music. Do you think we're going to see her again in this third movie?
At the very least, she'll be there for the the
birthday
opening
party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot they were the after credits.
Yeah.
a second movie. Oh. Yeah, isn't the concept that like he's just a large cancer that keeps healing itself?
The healing factor is always going,
Yeah.
and that's why the cancer doesn't come back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, weird. Blind Al's. Weird Al's gun.
Weird Al's gun.
Yeah. I remember this part. I love this part so much.
Yep. Nobody brushes their teeth at Hero Colossus. I love how the dude has a gun to his head and he's rolling his eyes.
Yeah. He's like, just shoot me now, please.
No, I don't want to hear this.
He gets sick. That's so fun. Yeah, you talk too long. For a moment. Oh yeah. I also like how Colossus like just got right over that. He threw up and then he's like, okay, now I'm good.
Yep.
He technically only left for a night. It's not his fault he got kidnapped for the rest of it.
Yeah, but he didn't come back directly after. He waited a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, he was going to get yelled at regardless because of disappearing.
Yeah. Oh no.
Nope.
Ugh.
Big nope.
Still relatable. It's like, wow, you have a house?
In the roughest sense.
Right.
He also has a hole in his head right now.
Right.
You're not going to like this. I also like it's the reveal that it's just Velcro that's holding the back of it together.
Right. I'm more impressed that held up throughout
The
entire
whole fight. Oh, it's because it's stapled in the center. That's why.
Yeah. Which is a hard callback in the trailer when his toupee is stapled on for Deadpool and Wolverine. It's funny too because I know he's supposed to be like ugly or whatever, but as far as like superheroes that get like disfigured, like the Thing or something, this is probably like the least egregious. Like he just looks like he's been injured, right? A lot.
He looks like he has really bad sun damage.
Yeah, and you could tell like he was a traditionally attractive man before that,
and still has great teeth.
Yeah, his teeth is really important. I like how she even said this. She's like, after some drinks, this will look fine.
Romance. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Like you're just staring and watching this whole conversation quietly from the side like a creep.
All right. I don't know if I caught that the first time around.
I definitely didn't.
The Sinead O'Connor reference. Oh, maybe. So you think they're going to come back to that and he'll end up at the end of Deadpool Wolverine as an X-Man?
Nope. Him as an X-Man doesn't work.
Or is that the joke? Is like it starts that way, or is that way for a second in there and then unravels or whatever?
I think he aspires to be an X-Man at one point, but he's never an X-Man. The one time where he was fully an X-Man and not like X-Force and stuff like that, it just doesn't work.
He fulfilled his prophecy of Boombox and Careless Whisper.
It's better when there's a guy playing a sax off to the side.
Right.
As they're making out next to Ajax's dead body.
Yeah. No, geez.
It's such a contained movie by comparison to the next one.
Yeah. Or any Marvel movie.
Like I said, I haven't watched it in forever, but it's such a smaller breakdown of like the stuff that happens. There's only like 4 key scenes in the whole movie, really.
Yeah.
See? And then there's Deadpool running around with the the saxophone and a Spider-Man reference. Cute.
I think that's why I liked the toy when I was a kid, because it kind of like reminded me of Spider-Man. I knew he wasn't Spider-Man, but like he had like the same like kind of like clean design, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's like that whole school of heroes that have that very similar design. Like Spawn is Spider-Man with a fucking cape. Obviously the powers are different, but like that's really what his vibe is and why it worked. Deathstroke, very similar, you know?
Spawn, you remember that movie? That CG?
We will not be rewatching that.
It's funny because Spawn was in MK11.
Yeah.
And he has one of the things where he summons, I don't know if it's supposed to be the devil or whatever, the demon thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Malbolgia.
Yeah, even in, and I have the Nintendo Switch version. Mm-hmm. The Switch version of Spawn's fatalities CG looks better than the movie. Feature film in theaters movie did from the 90s.
Yeah. I love if you go on Amazon right now, there is a 2-pack that is Deadpool, or sorry, not Deadpool, that is Spawn and Todd McFarlane as a 2-pack.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I forgot, is there a post-credit here? No.
I can't remember.
Or is it post-credit? Like, is it all the way at the end? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to just keep, oh no, it's a skip credit that's popping up for me.
But yeah, but does that miss, I mean, I usually don't.
I'm not going to skip
it until it shrinks down.
Yeah, yeah.
I love this song.
It's good. Rod, I think we did good with this.
Yeah, we did a watch along. Hopefully this worked for you listening at home or wherever you. Hopefully you're not driving and watching a movie, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. I'll give full credit to the guys from the Fuckface podcast. They have done watch-alongs to random movies, and I've listened to them without having the movie on with me, and it's just kind of like it's kind of like just a general podcast that has a little bit of direction behind it. So I know psychopaths like Joe Russo will get to this point and be like, I didn't watch the movie either. Hey, John, stop shouting out my name for credibility in your podcast. You know? And now I really want the text message when we hit this point of it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you were listening to this without watching the movie along with this, let us know if that like worked. This is kind of like new for us too. But I get what you're saying, though. I have a YouTube friend named Joe Scott, and I just caught up with him at VidCon, and I said the same thing. I'm like, Joe, take this in the best way possible. Like, I usually like watch your videos or your he's kind of like a cross between podcast and videos, like when I go to sleep. But it's not because it's boring, because it's like he's informative, but also I just like hearing him talk about things. It's just like the way he processes things and stuff. Like, it's nice. It's like not
so he's the
jarring.
opposite of how we are as human beings.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. Your cat is the chillest animal on the fucking planet, dude.
Right,
like
she's great.
just stayed hanging out this entire broadcast, and I got up from my chair more than she got up from your piano.
Right. Yeah, no, she's I can't tell if it's like environment or what was the thing?
Nature versus nurture.
Yeah, because if I just got lucky from the universe and got like a cat that matches my energy, or if she's like this because we spent the entire first year in the same house together.
Yeah, never leaving.
Yeah. Well, I guess context anybody that doesn't know, like I got Lucy during the pandemic. So when I say like in the same house, like literally like I never went further than the driveway for almost a full year.
Yeah.
And that was her perspective. So I don't know if she got this like from me or a little both. Like I see some moments though, like the first earthquake that she went through, and like I actually felt like I was a little stoned and I didn't know what was going on. So she like looked up at me and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And I didn't react because I didn't react. She just went back to sleep. And since then, anytime there's been an earthquake,
she just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. And same thing last night, was 4th of July and fireworks. Like the first one, she was like, what's that out the window? And then after that, I was like, okay, well, there's just a lot of noise outside. And we're at like I'm like on a hill. So, like, we're at the level where the fireworks are setting off.
Right.
And she's still, like, just chill, but she's the best. You can't see it listening at home, but she's in her Dolly Parton shirt today. That was a compromise. It's 95 degrees. We can't have you in a hoodie, but...
Yeah, you don't want your cat passing out in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know because she's already laying down all the time. I have to admit, though, like, I'm jealous that I have to work out, like, 5 to 6 days a week at maximum effort, and you can sleep 17 hours a day and basically be a ninja. Oh, and she just yawns. Okay.
Yeah, and now we're on the soundtrack.
Yeah, so this is the...
Oh, yeah, yep. Peter Cetera in Chicago for You're the Inspiration.
Yeah, I love Peter Cetera's voice. Oh, yeah, so they're in Quebec. Okay.
Yep. Well, I mean, it makes sense. He is,
Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
with
Premiere
Pro.
Pro.
That was the first thing I saw, too. This Premiere Pro is how they edit this fucking movie.
I know the guy who works at Adobe that does some of the presets and stuff. And he's like, yeah, they did this. He mentioned they did use his presets in Deadpool. Yep. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this post. The Ferris Bueller post.
Yep. Yes, we are. No. I am home.
Yet. I kind of expecting Nick Fury to show up now and
right.
Supported 13,000 jobs. They kept their promise.
Yeah, they did. Nope.
She's got ready. Wait, that's the cameo I want to see now in Deadpool 3 is Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley as Cable.
Yeah. Okay, now I have my heart set on that. That's great.
Yep.
All right, well, I hope you had fun listening, maybe watching along with us.
Yeah, anybody who listened to this, make sure to leave some comments so we know if you did. And timing all of this is 2 weeks before Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. So if we're wrong about shit, we can't see into the future. So
yeah, that's right. And I guess like some stuff to look forward to. We have another interview coming up with another voice actor, David Arrigo Jr.
Yep,
who voiced half of the X-Men 97 series, and I can already tell you, you're gonna love it because he's
such
hilarious.
a good one. Yeah,
he's hilarious, but also we ended up knowing a few mutual friends, and those clips you may be listening to us now because you saw a clip on either ours, David's, or Carolyn Dutton's Instagram profile. And if you don't know who Carolyn Dutton is, you're gonna after the podcast.
And if this is your first episode listening to us after seeing that post,
yep,
best of luck to you. So.
Right, yeah, that's a preview like a full 3 weeks before the episode airs.
Well, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast services. You can find us on Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, and I forgot the other one because I don't have the script in front of me.
Yeah.
Thanks for riding along with this stupid little experiment we did, guys.